Hey guys, I got a Briggs & Stratton 18.5 horsepower overhead valve. This is an Intech that's the same as the ICs. If your engine looks anything like this single cylinder overhead valve on a ride mower engine, between 15 and 19 horsepower, this video is applying to you. So this is the type of carburetor on here. It's the old two-piece Walbro, and this video is going to be talking about the throttle and choke linkages. So I'm going to remove all this plastic so we can look at this easier. This is a fairly simple setup on these, and this is honestly the same as the 14 and 14.5 overhead valves, which is the Model 28. This is a slightly smaller version of this same engine. This is a Model 31. So if your intake looks anything like this, it should be very similar, if not exactly the same. Even if you see us having an oil filter, that don't mean nothing with none of that. So this is where your throttle cable hooks. This is the piece that moves when you adjust the throttle. So this right here on the carburetor is your throttle plate. You see this linkage. There's actually, we'll talk about this small piece here in a second, but your main piece runs all the way over here, connects to the top hole of the governor arm, which is tied down here. So this little spring right here that you see, one end will connect through this small hole here, and the other end will connect up here on that small hole. I get asked all the time, what does this do? All this does is keep tension between your throttle plate and your governor arm, just to eliminate any play that's in this. The engine will run without that spring, but you may get a slight surge, or it might just idle rough or something, but it will run without it. So it's not like it's going to affect it from running, and it's not the actual governor spring. So just keep that in mind. So these are all set up for automatic choke, which I'm not a fan of, but when you give it full throttle, you see this piece comes up here, it presses against this piece right here, and you go all the way, and that actuates the choke plate, which is this right here. This is your choke plate. So you can do away with the automatic choke if you want to on one of these. It's pretty much set up for it. You got to take this piece off, this little linkage that runs through here, and you see this little piece right here. You can put your choke cable tied into right here, and you can have a manual choke and forget about the automatic choke if you don't like that. But if you want to keep it simple with automatic choke, there's no need for all that. I'm just not a fan of the engine starting at full speed. That's the only thing I don't like about it. I don't so much mind it being automatic, just the fact that your engine's starting at 3,600 RPM instead of half of that. But if you wanted to start idling, you set your throttle to idle. You can actually reach down here and do this manually to start it idling if you prefer. So that's pretty much all the actual linkages. The governor spring, if you look down in here, this spring right here is the governor spring. It's going to be kind of hard to see on here, but it's connected. There's a little arm that comes off of this big arm right here. You can see the end of it right there. That's where the end of the spring connects to. You can see the arm running behind the spring. And the other end of the spring connects to the piece that moves. Now you can actually see it better in the full throttle position. To find a piece that comes up and actuates that choke, and there's a tab right over from it, and that's where the spring hooks to. And here you can see the governor arm way better in this position. So again, find your governor arm up here, follow it down to the bottom, and the little arm comes off, and that's where the other end of the governor spring hooks. The governor adjustment's down here, and you rarely have to mess with this, but if you do, we'll briefly talk about it. And really, you honestly need somebody else to help you. So you need to hold this at wide open throttle like this, and you see the arm moves in that direction, so it's turning the shaft clockwise. So with that being held, or you can zip tie it in place, whatever you need to do, you got to loosen this bolt here and put a pair of like needle nose vice grips on this shaft. Turn it like this, don't force it. You can back it up and you'll feel it like bottom out, and then tighten this back up, and that's your governor adjustment. You only need to do that if it's surging like crazy and it won't stop, which most of the times on these, if they're surging, it's a carburetor issue. Carburetor needs clean. This is an idle mixture adjustment. All this is, it'll have a piece of plastic over it. You can pop that off and get full adjustment. If you want to get fancy, you take a Dremel and grind this tip off of it and put a slot in it so you can turn it with a screwdriver. So that pretty much sums up all this. And you see this screw right here, this sets your idle speed. So if you get one that's wanting to idle too low and keep stalling out, just bump this up a little bit. It's supposed to idle at 1800 RPM. So, well, that's pretty much explains the linkages and the choke and how you can convert it to manual choke, which I wasn't planning on talking about, but threw that in too. So, any questions or comments, feel free to leave a comment below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So, thanks for watching, guys. Catch you on the next one.